Good morning, everybody. The first track for today is on inclusive business, and the first showcase for today in the inclusive business track is by the Cogran Center for Development, or CCD as they're referred to. CCD is an umbrella organization of community-based business ventures and financial organizations whose aim really is to empower the rural poor to sustain economic growth. CCD is represented today by Mr. Maheshwaran. So, without much further elaboration, I give it over to Mr. Maheshwaran. Thank you.
Hello. Yeah. Good morning to all. I think I've been given the tough job of keeping people awake on Saturday morning. So, I represent Muthu Velaidam, who is one of the directors of CCD. Without wasting time, what do we do? Don't get panicked. There's so many things we won't cover here. So, we'll discuss what's inclusive business because I'm the first speaker of the day. Let's give our definition of inclusive business. What has CCD done? CCD has done many things, of which we'll pick up two businesses, which one of them has served its purpose. Let's say it's on its way out. A second enterprise is at its peak and it's growing further. And our vision for the third one, let's say, just to give a part, right? And about the promoter and how can you be part of the vision. Well, this is source is nothing but Wikipedia. It's simplest definition you can get. It's nothing but sustainable business that benefits low income communities. Two parts here: sustainable business, which means it can run on its own forever, and it benefits low income community or the marginal community, whichever way you want to put it. Sorry. Other way to see this: non-profit. It is for profit, not exactly a non-profit. Poverty reduction works towards improving income. Inclusion of low income communities. So again, just mark the keywords, we'll come back to it as we conclude. These are the, okay, what CCD does is CCD works with traditional skills and the local resources to make enterprises to benefit the community, local communities. So that's the whole model of CCD. CCD is an NGO, however, these are the enterprises they've established. We won't go through each of this. We will see the medicinal plants on the mango one and what we're trying to do in overall putting together, combining all this, trying to do something new, which we'll discuss the last. Okay, so here is first case. First case is where Kalasam Sacred Food. This is a situation in Madurai, near Madurai, a place called Nattam, where there's a mango variety called Totapuri. So all of you do have mango juice or whatever pulp. Now what you have there is claimed as Alfonso, is not really an Alfonso. The fillers there, which is 75-80% of it, is a mango variety called Totapuri. It's fibrous, pulpy, doesn't really add to flavor. Right? Now this was grown around Madurai, but not so much that a mango buyer will come there to buy. This is what is pulped and put into flavors or fruit juices. Now what these guys did, the farmers used to take it to a place called Chittoor, which you know it's southern Andhra, and by the time they take it there, it's you go to a buyer's market and not a seller's market, and you don't get the right price. Two, first they don't get right price. Two, the money doesn't reach the family. On the way, it's all spent. So what Muthu and company, part of CCD, did was this. So this is a problem we addressed. Mangoes taken to the buyer's market, resulting in lower price for the produce. First they did this, they acted as an aggregator. So they did, okay, let's, for any businessman first does is, let me act as a, cut one layer of the chain. So what they did, they started aggregating mangoes. So 3,000 tons was aggregated per year and supplied to Parley. The Parley guys said, why do you want to give it as mango? Why don't you go one step ahead and forward integration and set up a pulping unit? So very rudimentary pulping unit was set up. So 3,000 tons of mango is 1,500 tons of pulp. Right? So this was set up by him in the locality there, and mango farmers were promised at least 50 paise per kg more than what Mandi would offer them. Instead of taking it to Chittor or giving it to Mandi in local mandis, you give it to us. Right? Started as that kind of aggregation, and then the pulping unit, which is called something like a producer company. So the shareholding pattern of this company is as per the producer's yield, and which was given, produce given to the company. Right? So they were given some money immediately for the mango, and balance was given to them as stock of pulp in their name, and that was transferred as and when it was sold, the money was transferred to them. Now you won't believe how business took turn there. This is a very small unit. Only criteria Muthu and CCD put there was no pesticides to be used, and we will not use chemicals for ripening of mangoes. It was natural ripening, and hence the losses were high. And going forward, they had forward contracts with the companies, so working capital was never a problem during its peak phase. Seeing them, the politicians and the rich people around put 5 units, and the mega scale units, it's completely automated using chemicals to ripen, to an extent that not only the mangoes produced there goes to these units, but also from Kerala and the whole southern Tamil Nadu comes here. Now, this is what I call it as it's met its purpose. People get the best price for their produce. And this unit actually happened to be very, let's say, loss making, and farmers are happy with the current price, and for all practical reasons, the unit doesn't exist anymore. We do something else in the same unit, but that business is over. Impact, we had 24 villages, 640 farmers benefited. 5 more units have come, the best price in the local market itself. So they didn't have to take it elsewhere. Money reaches the family right there. So this is a case where it's done its job as a social enterprise. Next case is Gram Molige Company Limited. This is a classic case of medicinal plants, where the medicinal plants are traditionally gathered by tribal communities in and around the forests or the mountains. However, they're bought by the traders, the nearby town or the city. Traders demand, they basically play the whole game of exploiting them. So again, the first step, they aggregated. So they acted as an aggregator. CCD acted as an aggregator for 18 species of 30 tons. That's a trial run which they did, supplied to companies, let's say cosmetic companies as well as medicinal companies. Then they said they formed a producer company, right, which included 30 women self-help groups and 12 farmer groups. These 30 women self-help group together, I think, starting point accounted for 600, 700 people. Right? This company was owned by these self-help groups. The share certificate was given to the self-help groups. Right? Each group is less than 20 people, so RBI apparently allowed at that point to that maximum of 20 people. Now, what do they do now? They forward integrated. They started doing semi-processing, third-party manufacturing, own medicines. They also had they still have a honey processing unit, so they have their own brand. Backward integration, because beyond certain scale, you can't depend on nature for these medicinal plants, so they started cultivating. So the first time ever, these plants was cultivated. These are typically like weeds that grows in forest. They also went back one step, saying, okay, let's start cultivating and have a certain yield so that you promise the customers, because these are customers, not small names. Dabur, Himalaya, KS, they make condiments for kitchen, McCormick, AVT, also exports, right? McCormick for export. And they're the only self-certified vendor of Himalayas, right? And for most of the others also there, but there are others. For Himalayas, they're the only self-certified vendors, which means a tribal lady who collects it there, she knows to exactly categorize it, tag it as so-and-so. So Mahesh collected this, and that can be tracked all the way till the plant when it's processed. And when a truck from GMCL comes, it's not even checked for quality, random check also is not done, it's just taken into the inward. Right? Benefits, 5 states, 14 districts, 5,000 gatherers. The 5 states are Orissa, Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu, 7 districts, and balance from these 5 states. These are the customers. This is a classic case where you don't need to do charity. You don't need to really donate money or ask for any CSR. This is pure business. The lessons we learned: no free lunch, so you don't have to really give anything to them. Just find out what they are good at. When we say they, it's the community which you plan to help, make a business out of it for them, right? And they have to, fast. And when to your customers, we mean business and no charity here. Right? So there were some customers who kind of said, can we show it as our CSR? This is recent happening, right? So we really said, no, you're not giving any CSR money, all that, and you're actually squeezing us in margins. So we're not talking any CSR. We mean business, you want to do business, you do business. And the customer walked away. We were happy to do that. Own a brand. This is something we learned the hard way, because if you notice the models here, all the models are, except one small piece, we were B2B customers. So we were giving it to the companies, and the end customer didn't really know it's GMCL or Kalasam or whoever is doing it. So it's a customer who actually commands the price, and beyond the point, it's very difficult to scale it up, right? And the only way to sustain is you own the customer. So end customer or a consumer knows that you are behind it or so and so brand is behind it, and they ask for it, right? And hence we did learn this, that you need a larger ecosystem which includes loyal customers, finance system, management support, political support. The moment you start growing, because we work in agri field, the moment you have beyond the size of land holding there, even if it's community of farmers, you will get all kinds of disturbance. So you need to have even that support, policy support, right? That also comes from political support. Who's supposed to be standing here? I'm in his place now. Is my partner. When I say partner, we are more as a partner in vision. So we have certain vision we'll share after this. So he's behind. So he's been in social sector for 25 years now. Professionally trained social worker. He's known in this whole field. I know him for the last 2 years when I got to know him through my company. Right. So these are 3 of his major initiatives. Muthu could not be here for some personal reasons. So what we, based on the learning we had, is we thought let's bring all agri initiatives together in something called an ecological agriculture, right? Through rural production, create a market, a whole ecosystem for consumption, so as well as production, in something called a collective farming. So collective farming is a place where people can come together and farm in either their own land or the land which, let's say, people like us sit here, but our land lies in a rural place. So we can let the land to, we can partner with them, right? Saying that you use my land, give me either in terms of a profit share or the lease, whichever way, right? And leveraging technology here, so bring back our old way of agriculture, but with a modern technology, right? And it's all pure organic farming and not any chemical or pesticide, and more so for agroclimatic conditions. So you can't really grow cauliflower in Madurai; it doesn't grow. You try to do it, you will have to put a lot of pesticides on it, and it's obviously not good for the soil nor the customer. How can you be part of this? Rice and wheat, if you know, are not part of our regular diet. It came in the last 30 years, 30 or 35 years, right? And that actually has a lot of impact on the society and the environment. To grow rice and wheat of modern variety, you need to use a lot of pesticides and chemicals, right? Move away from rice and wheat. Start moving away. Try millets. It's healthy as well as good for the environment. Organic produce, vegetable, fruits, milk. It doesn't have to be produced by us. Any organic farmer gets benefited by this. Ayurvedic medicines, right? And try farming. It's so basic that we are taught to pay tax, how to do statistics, integral calculus, whatnot, but not how to farm. Right? And that produces our basic food. And that's really sad. And you won't believe the Western world started looking into this. The basic primary education includes how to grow a plant. You ask a kid matriculate here, even a state topper, he may not know how to grow a plant. What are the basic things to be done? So you can try, and it's fun. Trust me, I've been trying for the last 2 years, where my forefathers used to. My grandfather used to be a farmer, just moved away. But I've been trying this. Wonderful feel. You see something growing and get the fruit out of it and eat. It's real fun. Right? So you don't have to be associated with this directly only. You can do all this to encourage other farmers and the whole ecosystem. Thank you. That's the context. So anytime, by profession, I am a management consultant, but by passion, I've been with Muthu for the last 2 years. So reach out to us. That's Muthu's and my email address. Wherever we can help you, be it you want to be associated with our dream, or you want us to help you in somewhere, or just to want to have a chat on some idea, please feel free. We'll help you in whichever way we can. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mahesh.